will strip the ball free. Number 4, everybody stops, but it's good. Sherrill, the only alert one, takes it home, and it's a 25-yard fumble return for the touchdown. That would be the eventual winner for Silver Creek as they knock off Faulkner 20-14. Silver Creek, the Class C champions.
I'm delighted for Division 8. It was a Division 8 showcase today, and the Faulkner kids played a whale of a ball game. We were fortunate to get up early, and how Brian Sherrill came up with that ball at the end for that winning touchdown, I don't know. But we're real pleased to be Class C champions and pleased to represent Division 8.
They're dancing in Silver Creek.
38-yard TD catch, 14-0 Knights. Falconer comes roaring back. Quarterback Randy Shenefield, he rolls left. The left-hander goes deep to Jarrett Reed. A perfect pass and a tie game, 14-all. But the Silver Knights of the Silver Creek and the Black Knights here, their defense doesn't. Watch this play. They rack up the runner. The ball comes out, and here goes Brian Sherrill with the play of his life. He takes it 25 yards for the game winner. And check this out. Here comes the bucket for Coach. Well, you missed it. The coach, Archie Bradley, got the bucket as Silver Creek wins it 20-14. Elsewhere.
You're watching high school football on the Empire Sports Network. Section 5's Caledonia Mumford squad is undefeated and features David Donahue, who has rushed for 1,400 yards this season. Silver Creek's Brian Sherrill has been the hero in each of the last 2 games. He threw the winning touchdown pass against Salamanca and returned a fumble for the game-winning touchdown last week. Silver Creek will try to beat an undefeated #1 school for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. You're watching New York State Western Regional Playoffs right here on the Empire Sports Network. It's the Class C final from Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, featuring the Caledonia Mumford Raiders versus the Black Knights of Silver Creek. Good evening, Bob Kaczynski along with Frank Stewart back here at Rich Stadium. And Frank, this is for the Class C Western Region Championships, and we should have a very competitive football game.
No doubt about it. The preliminary conversations about both teams indicate that they are strong. Caledonia Mumford, you see their 1991 record under their head coach, Mike Monticelli. 10 wins and no losses. They are currently ranked number 4 in the small school poll for New York State. On the other hand, for Silver Creek, they have played very well this year. They come in with a record of 9 wins and 1 loss thus far under their coach, Archie Bradley. The Black Knights of Silver Creek, they are currently ranked number 6 in the small school, so that's about as close as you can get for a playoff contest between 2 very fine football programs. Archie Bradley's team, they like to move the ball around via the pass and the run, and on the other hand, Dave Donahue is the player to watch for Caledonia Mumford. He is their big workhorse on the ground. He will run an awful lot.
And so here's the kickoff. And the ball will be brought up to, well, we'll say the 30-yard line.
Tom Harmon, number 10, takes the kickoff. It'll be Calmon, 1st and 10.
Tom Harmon on the return there, and he looked like he was running in slow motion a little bit on that return of the opening kickoff. Caledonia Mumford's offense, they've got a big offensive line, and they have a tremendous running back in Donahue. He's a 200-pound senior, and he will see the football an awful lot in this one.
Quarterback number 20, Gary Hartford. Running backs number 24, Dave Donahue, and number 32, Dave Parnell. They are the men to watch in that offense. And there is the handoff inside to number 44, who, of course, I don't call his number right off the bat to look for, so they hand it off to him. Hildebrandt, R.J. Hildebrandt, number 44.
Caledonia Mumford with the purple jerseys and all the game logos on their helmets. There you see the offensive starting unit.
Hartford, Whiteside, Hildebrandt, Morrill, Thurley, Smith, Reed, and Johnson. 2nd, and we'll give him 8 on the play. And we got the handoff to the outside, pick up, oh, well, we got a scramble down there. We got a loose football.
Dave Parnell with the carry that time, and not much for him. Just a couple of yards after the opening carry by Hildebrandt, so it's a 3rd and long situation. They don't like to throw the football all that much.
The defense, Cerro, Perry, Stevens, Azzarella, Anderson, and Day. Taylor, Huffsack, Rott, and Cetera for Silver Creek. They with the big win over Faulkner last week. So we bring up a 3rd down and 6. Gary Hartford, the quarterback, and he's going to hand off to the ball carrier. He will go nowhere.
That's Donahue, their big gun. He was dropped almost in the backfield, trying an off-tackle play around the right side. Number 72 with the hit for Silver Creek. Did a good job getting out in front. Jim Azzarella, who's playing with a weak ankle, I believe.
So Ellicottville holds tough on their very first defensive stand. And Caledonia Mumford must now punt the ball away. And let's see, that's number 24, Dave Donahue, and he gets off a kick. It's going to be returned by 33 for Ellicottville. He gets to the outside. He's going to be dragged out at the 45-yard line. Paul Cetera.
Chance for us to talk about that great Silver Creek team. They've been running the football primarily all season long with Cetera and Huff, and occasionally in the last few games they've found that they've been able to throw the ball with great success. I think we'll see them mix it up quite a bit here today. We can probably run through their offensive unit because it is a formidable thing for the defense to deal with.
Sharrow, Sack, Huff, Cetera, Parliski, Taylor, Azzarella, Perry, Oakley, Borello, and Myrick. Brian Sharrow, the quarterback. Oh, excuse me. That was number 17 in there. Handoff to 33.
That's
and
Matt,
that was Matt Sharrow. I'm sorry. Not
Matt
Brian
and Brian
Sharrow.
are the brothers.
Matt
One's the junior, one's a senior, but Brian is the backup player who's come in the last couple of weeks, and he threw a touchdown in the last couple of seconds to win against Salamanca. A real upset there, and then last week he stole the football from the offensive running back and ran it in.
Had the brother tandem, the wrong brother, but it is 2nd and 2. And Sharrow will keep the football and move ahead for the first down. Well, in the first game we watched out here this afternoon, Frank, Ellicottville got off to a very fast start. And I'm sure Silver Creek, representing Section 6, would like to do the same. They're going with the no-huddle offense. Matt Sharrow has his troops already on the line of scrimmage. And he is going to hand off to the first man through. He's still on his feet, gets about 5 yards on the play.
Larry Huff, a tough inside runner. He is the bread and butter guy that they will go to, number 44. He is a good-sized football player. He's a very tough runner, and the quarterback is showing a good ability to hide the football from the defense thus far.
No huddle. Sharrow, the quarterback, hands off to Huff again. First man through. He's going to pick up 2. They like to run that option.
He needed 5 for the first down. As you said, he's going to get just about 2 to the 35-yard line. They may huddle up a little bit here on a third down call. Well, obviously they're not going to. They're just going to keep running.
Sharrow is going with the option. First to the right, then to the left. Let's see what he has. A man in motion. He hands off to the first man through. It's Huff. He gets the first down. He's down to the 30-yard line.
The defense for Caledonia Mumford is off balance at this point. They're not set, not sure where the football is at all times. The quarterback is executing the completion of those fake option pitches very well, and the dive man is getting the ball, and the defense doesn't know he has it.
Right now, Caledonia Mumford sitting back on their heels watching this option. Huff has gotten the ball on 4 consecutive carries.
Finally, a tackle made inside number 70, Shannon Johnson, a senior, 6 foot, 215 pounds, wraps up the running back. I think that was Huff again.
It was. Silver Creek just coming right at him. They go right back to the line of scrimmage. Number 17, Matt Sharrow, the quarterback. He has run that option consistently, going to the pitch man, to the dive man, now the pitch man. And the pitch out here to number 33 is going to get it down to the 13-yard line. Paul Cetera.
From the 29-yard line, 16 yards on the carry. As you said, Bob, just a tremendous fake. Again, the defense went with the dive man that time. Cetera showed his great versatility, spinning to the outside. He broke a couple of tackles, and this offense is almost unstoppable at this point in the game.
And we've got to leave the replay because they're right back to the line of scrimmage. And Matt Sharrow is going to now, we've got a timeout called by Caledonia Mumford.
A defensive timeout. That's the worst thing that can happen to a defense out on the field when the offense is blowing you out and pushing you all over the place. The defense has to regroup, and the defensive coordinator says we got to slow this thing down to a complete halt. So they take their first timeout of the first half.
7:50 to go here in the first quarter. It has been all Silver Creek up to this point. They held Caledonia Mumford on 3 straight carries. Then they got the ball back on the punt return and have moved methodically down the field with the no-huddle offense. The ball now sitting on the 13-yard line. And this is, or we'll say 14. We'll give them another yard there. 14 yards away from pay dirt. You're looking at the sidelines there at Caledonia Mumford. They got to be wondering what's happening here. This is not the way you want to start out a football game of this stature. And so now it'll be Matt Sharrow coming back out. We'll see if Caledonia Mumford has been settled down under coach Mike Monticelli.
Well, Mike Perilski, number 97, is a wide receiver who's caught an awful lot of passes. They have not shown that they want to throw the ball yet, but they might.
So here we go, first down. And the pitch out here to Cetera, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard.
Just a short gain to the outside as the defense did a good job stringing it out along the line of scrimmage. And a big play play coming up here.
Second down. 7:27 left here in the first quarter. They have gone consistently with the no-huddle offense. Matt Sharrow. And he hands off here to Cetera again. He gets it down to the 6.
He's short of the first down, but a good misdirection play. They were leaning to the right side of the offensive formation, and Cetera just slipped back to the left side, and the quarterback tucked the ball into his midsection. He was able to dive off the left guard and left tackle.
No mystery is what they want to do. They're simply running the option play, and this time the handoff again right up the middle. I believe that is Huff, the ball carrier.
I think he's going to be just short. He needed to get just down inside the 4-yard line, and they think he just got inside the 5, and they are going to spot it just about at that point. So a 4th down call coming up for the coach.
4th down, they're going to come right at him. They're not going to stop to think about this one. They're going for the first down or the touchdown. Sharrow keeps the ball, throws to the end zone, and a touchdown.
To his brother, Brian Sharrow. Well, the junior is making a name for himself here, almost legendary in Western New York high school football. Brian Sharrow, Mr. Big Game, scores the opening touchdown on a short toss over the middle.
And there's a look at the crowd, very enthusiastic right now, obviously, for Silver Creek, as they will now go for the extra point. And they mixed them up down there at the goal line. They had gone consistently running the football. Here is the kick. The kick is up. The kick is good. And so Silver Creek on the scoreboard. 6:32 to play here in the first quarter. They lead it 7-0 over Caledonia Mumford.
Hitoshi Ichimi with the extra point.
Thank you, Frank.
You were waiting for me to say that, huh?
There's the score. And the crowd is shaking here, and they're playing the Bills song.
Wow, Silver Creek fans very excited. Let's look at the replay of the touchdown. Matt Sharrow, the quarterback, tosses the ball. Look at the tough catch, but Brian Sharrow was able to spin around and bring it in and make it work.
I'm wondering how they got the shout song from the Bills to play for this game. There's the crowd chanting and cheering and singing to it right now.
Silver Creek has emptied out the town to come up here to Rich Stadium. And some of the fellas braving it, taking the shirts off, some of these Silver Creek fans.
Well, there's a handsome sign. The Caledonia Raiders stand by Empire Sports Network. One fantastic team supports another. Well, thanks very much.
You got my vote.
And the kick down to Cal Mumford, taken at the 15-yard line. The ball up to the 25 to the 30, and a good return.
That's Donahue on the return, and he is a tough running back to bring down. Good tackle there. But again, Caledonia Mumford kind of an obvious offense thus far. 3 running plays and picked up virtually little yardage at all, maybe 5 yards total so far.
6:26 to go here in the first quarter. It did not take Silver Creek long. They came out with the no huddle. So now, you're Caledonia Mumford. You want to come out. You want to get something going with the football.
Well, they have 2 running backs that have rushed for over 2,000 yards total. Donahue with over 1,400 yards now on the season is their main man, both offensively and defensively. He's number 24, but Parnell and they make a good tandem in the backfield. They just need the offensive line to open up the holes.
Gary Hartford, the quarterback, and he is going to hand off to Donahue, and he's got some running room, goes out of bounds inside Silver Creek territory.
Knocked out of bounds, as you said, just over midfield, and Cetera was the player on the tackle, but he doesn't look that tall or that tough. But Donahue has demonstrated all season long that he is not an easy player to bring down. Let's watch it again as he gets a good block out in front right there that knocked down the linebacker on that side. Now watch the shoulder.
Yeah, he's got good size for a high school player, 5'11", 200 pounds.
Player gets going under a head of steam. It's tough to bring a player that size, as you said, down.
So first down, and Cal Mumford in territory, Silver Creek, and a handoff to 44. And let's see, that is Hildebrandt.
Yeah, RJ getting some work here. That's his 2nd or 3rd carry of this game. And they're using him as a little bit different approach to the offense than pitch outs to Donahue or handoffs to the off-tackle runner, primarily Parnell.
So it brings up 2nd down. And Hartford back to pass. He's got a man downfield. Did he make the catch? No. Knocked down at the last second.
Pat Ball, who's caught 15 passes this year for 205 yards, was the intended receiver that time. The defender covering on the play closed very quickly. And Ball almost took the ball away from him. Let's the replay this again, coming close to you at home. The receiver gets his hands on it, and he has just the tip of the football before he loses it, and it hits the turf. Great try.
So 3rd and 3. A big third down play early for Cal Mumford. Class C championship, Western Regional action right here in Empire Sports. Here's the call. Here's the handoff up the middle. The ball carrier. Let's see, Parnell, and he is stopped short.
Let's see as they unpile who the big player was at the bottom of the pile. And as he gets up, it's number 71, Chris Stevens for Silver Creek on the bottom of the pile.
So it's 4th and less than a yard. Now, do you go for it this early?
Well, I think they intend to try and establish themselves as well.
They're going to go for it. Gary Hartford, the quarterback, with the handoff, and he is not going to make it. That was Parnell.
71, Stevens, along with 41, Jim Day in on the stop. Big defensive play.
And I'll tell you, this number 32, Dave Parnell, is a big kid for Cal Mumford, and he was stopped cold.
5'10", 225-pounder. He's a senior as well. And he was stopped short, no doubt about it. Stevens was on the bottom along with Jim Day, number 41. For Silver Creek, they made strong plays last weekend in defeating the Faulkner team.
Well, they're going to measure this one, but
I think he's short.
He is well short. Well, the defending national champion Duke Blue Devils invade the Aud on Saturday, December the 7th, to take on the Canisius Golden Griffins at 7:30. See hometown hero and Duke All-American Christian Leitner live exclusively on the Empire Sports Network. The Duke Blue Devils and the Canisius Golden Griffins live Saturday, December 7th at 7:30, right here on the Empire Sports Network, the home of the hometown heroes. And here is Silver Creek. Matt Sharo, he drove his club all the way down for a touchdown the first possession. He wants to pass right off the bat, and thrown out here, the pass intended for Mike Berluski.
Number 97, Mike Berluski.
Mike had his hands on the football, but coming in quickly to close was number 20, Gary Hartford, who lines up as the cornerback on the left side of the defense. He has Berluski actually one-on-one coverage. Probably he is the man to take him all game long.
Yeah, the no huddle. Sharo again. He wants to pass.
That's a younger brother.
He's hit, and he does not get the ball off. That was number 4, Brian Sharo. You're right.
You see up at the far end of the Silver Creek bench, number 17, Matt Sharrow's not in the game. He doesn't look like he's hurt or anything, but they're running with the junior at the quarterback.
You're right. He's just standing there along the sidelines. I don't know if he's picked up some kind of injury. He doesn't look to be injured. But it's Brian, his brother, in there. He wants to throw. He just lofts this one out of bounds. And I don't know if it's a case for Silver Creek just trying to cross him up.
Crosses us up, for sure.
If Brian is the passer and if Matt is the guy who runs the option, but either way, it didn't work out, and they go nowhere on 3 straight downs. They're going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, that was a strange series there to let the junior try and throw the football like that.
So now we've got the punt. 4:21 to go here in the quarter. Nice high kick. And it's going to be down. It's going to roll and take a nice Silver Creek bounce. Be down at the 21-yard line.
Nice punt for Jim Azzarella. We'll give him about 42 yards on that punt. And again, the return man opted to let the ball bounce. And I always think that's kind of a wasted effort having the guy back there. If he can get underneath the football and make the fair catch, you don't generally lose a lot of yards because of that. And we've seen that a number of times through our high school coverage over the season here where players have let the ball bounce and it's rolled 20 or 30 yards upfield.
Well, here comes Cal Mumford, and the option is being run. The pitch out to Donahue. He's going to pick up, I will say, about 5 yards on the play. Well, we've got some extracurricular activity going on along the sidelines, and they get it straightened out.
Number 69 there, Chris Perry, who is an all-state candidate on offense, playing defensive lineman here in this situation. He came in just a little bit late, tried to avoid Donahue, who was on the turf. He came up on top of him when he was flipped over by Donahue. Donahue showed quite a bit of strength there. But the defense, they know what the Caledonia Mumford Raiders are intending to do, and that is to give the football to Donahue.
Second down, 9 yards to go. And we got a player offside.
That's Perry, who jumped a little bit too early, lining up as the nose guard defensively. He is good size, and he's a player who may get an opportunity to play college.
Set ball, encroachment, defense.
Wow.
Well, we heard you the first time. Encroachment.
Chris Perry listed at 5'10", 204 pounds. For Silver Creek, let's look at the replay. There he is, the nose guard, and Hard to hide when you're that big.
A little over anxious. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Gary Hartford hands off. Excuse me, Donahue. No, I believe that's 24.
That is Donahue.
That is Donahue.
What a
I was
burst
right the
of
first
speed.
time.
Yeah, he was able to get the ball out from the 21-yard line. Let's make it the 26-yard line all the way out to the 40. More than enough for the first down, and that's what you see is the strategy that Caledonia Mumford would like to see implemented in this game. Giving the ball to Donahue, keeping it in between the tackles if possible, and have him pick the big hole and not only pick up first down yardage, but maybe take one for a touchdown.
And we're back to live action. Donahue again, the ball carry. Gets it down to the 46-yard line.
It's running behind a pretty good offensive line. They have some size at the center spot in Todd Smith, and at the guards as well in Eric Thurley and Dennis Morrill.
3:19 left in the first quarter. If you just joined us, Silver Creek with a 7-zip lead over Caledonia Mumford.
Both teams had exceptional years, obviously, to get this far.
And here's a handoff and a fumble. No, that was a helmet.
Somebody's chin strap didn't hold on very well. That's Brian Sherrow, number 4, looking for his helmet. And the opposition doesn't pick up the helmet and hand it to him. They kind of kick it away a little bit from him.
There's a look at the sidelines for Silver Creek. Under coach Archie Bradley, he has a 54, 35-2 record over 11 years. Has done an outstanding job with Silver Creek, 9-1-0 this season. Knocked off Wilson and then Falconer to make it this far to the Western Regional playoffs.
There's a big history of winning tradition at Caledonia Mumford. They've won 3 consecutive championships in 1978, 79, and 80. They've won 5 overall in Class C in Section 5.
Well, 3rd and 4. The handoff, and he is not going to make it. Number 40.
He's close. Let's see if they gave him a little forward progress on that, Bob. Yeah, he just...
Well, they gave it to him. Chet Whiteside. I thought he would be stopped short, but he got the first down.
Boy, just barely got it. But the official, when you saw him run out onto the field to put his foot down to mark the spot, he was a little bit generous on the call, and I think it worked out well.
Let's take a look at it.
He didn't need to go too far, just cracked the 50-yard line. Well, let's see where he's actually stopped. Well, his knee was down, but the ball was over. There you go.
So, big first down for the Caledonia Mumford squad.
Chris Perry again. The nose guard, number 69, and playing the Freddie Smirlis role right now. Twice already in this first quarter.
Defense! First down!
And that helps the offense. You get 5 free yards. There you see him right over the center. The quarterback bobbed a little bit on the play. You saw him move his shoulders just a little bit, and maybe Perry was watching that.
Both teams like to run the ball. Clock moving along. Just 2:13 left here in the first quarter. Cal Mumford on a drive. The handoff to Donahue. He breaks it to the outside, and he's going to maybe just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's kind of a deep handoff play where they're looking for the offensive line to just open up some hole somewhere and let him pick the spot that he wants to run to. This time he elected to run to the inside off the tackle, and then there was no room there, obviously, so he took it along the line of scrimmage and just kept running sideline. Actually didn't get anything out of the play.
So it brings up a 2nd and 4, the ball on the 44-yard line of Silver Creek. And the handoff to the second man in.
What a tough runner that guy is.
Dave Parnell. And very close to a first down here.
I think he's going to get it again, and just barely. But if you keep the drive alive, you keep the clock kind of moving, and your offense is trailing by just 1 touchdown, you're able to score and control the clock. That really establishes the line strength in the game, and that's usually where the game is won, as they've said thousands of times over the years. Just watch this guy run. Looks like he's tough to bring down just watching him there in the slow motion instant replay. Shoulders down and always moving forward.
First down, the handoff to the first man through, still on his feet.
Oof. I don't know if that was Parnell again. We'll have to wait and see as they unpile. This is number 44 with the carry.
That's Hildebrandt.
Hildebrandt's played pretty well for the Raiders in kind of a minimal role, actually. 36 carries coming in for 184 yards.
Well, we were told coming in, Donahue and Parnell are the big guns, and They are starting to establish a running game now. Handoff to the last guy through, and that is, let's see, that is
Donahue, I guess, yeah. You know, what's interesting, Bob, is that Silver Creek, if they wanted to avoid anything in this game, this is it. They did not want that offensive unit to really get on track for Caledonia Mumford because they can be overwhelming, and obviously they keep the football away from your offense.
Well, the thing to watch, Silver Creek came out in their first possession with a no-huddle move right down the field with Matt Sharrow. He did not come out for the second possession. His brother Brian took over. They went nowhere, and now Cal Mumford running that football, and this is Hildebrandt. He's still on his feet. He's rambling. He gets dragged down to the 10-yard line. Excellent run by the fullback.
And the great part about this for Caledonia Mumford is that straight drive blocking, not often will you see holding calls on straight drive blocking like that. And if you can open them up like they are doing right now, you are apt to win the football game. Just look at this tremendous hole. Have it from the end zone camera. Got a good block right there. He was able to keep his balance. He'll spin again and get away from these two guys and still keep going forward. He almost was able to take it to the end zone, but he's finally brought down with the shoulder tackle by the deep safety.
He's 5'8", 165, but he really runs bigger than that with the power that he possesses. First down, and the handoff to Donahue. He gets it to the 10. Silver Creek waited for him that time.
And the quarterback, Gary Hartford, the junior quarterback, comes over to get the next call from head coach Mike Monticelli as they unpile there.
They have gotten their act together now. They came out and looked a little tenuous. And that's the end of the first quarter. So, at the end of one, it is Silver Creek 7, Cal Mumford 0, but they are on the drive. You are watching Western Region Class C Championship play right here on the Empire Sports Network.
A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that concession restaurants are open.
Buffalo Bills General Manager Bill Polian is back for another year of the Bill Polian Press Conference, only on the Empire Sports Network. Live Monday nights at 8, Polian and host Paul McGuire meet with the media and a live studio audience to talk about the Bills. Be a part of the studio audience by calling Empire Sports at 827-4289 for free tickets. The Bill Polian Press Conference, Monday nights at 8, live, exclusively on the Empire Sports Network, the home of hometown heroes. The Buffalo Bills, with their high-potent offense and merciless defense, are a dominant force in the NFL and look ready for another championship season. But what are they like off the field? How do they occupy their time away from the game? Find out on Bills Magazine. Get an up-close and personal look at the Buffalo Bills. Bills Magazine, Wednesday nights at 7:30, only on the Empire Sports Network, the home of hometown heroes.
Well, we're back. It's second quarter action. Class C championship play, Silver Creek 7, Caledonia Mumford 0, right here on the Empire Sports Network. And, well, that's a nifty costume. Looks like the guy's riding the Black Knight, riding the horse there. I don't know if that horse could support his weight, but apparently it is. Well, right now the question is, can Silver Creek support this 7-0 lead? Cal Mumford on the move here. Second down. They have been driving, and now the quarterback, Hartford, in trouble. He's going to hold it onto the ball and go out of bounds close to that goal line marker, but no, they're going to put him out. Let's see where they spot the football.
He was able to turn the corner at the very last second, and I think they're going to give him inside the 5-yard line. Yeah, that's where the official finally spotted it. Boy, that's a great run. He was almost dropped in the backfield on a blitz. He was looking to pass, I think, and then he realized he was in big trouble, took it to the wide side of the field, and just outran a bigger defender to get the advantage around the corner.
Well, that brings up third down. The ball on the 4-yard line. And a big play early on here in the second quarter.
Fumble
on the play, and let's see, I think Cal Mumford has recovered the football.
Boy, they sure have, and I got to say that the quarterback is super lucky on that. He dropped the center snap, Hartford did, and it bounced right back up into his hands, and he was able to move forward for 2 yards. It's not enough for the first down, so they're at fourth down. Now watch the center snap on the replay. He just didn't get it. And look at the great bounce he got, and he was able to think enough and quick enough to go forward with the football.
This is it. Fourth down. The handoff to Donahue. He's in the end zone.
Actually, the tackler pushed him into the end zone. He would have had the first down, I think, inside the 1-yard line, but the final surge by the tackler forced him into the end zone. And a big fourth down play results in the first score of the game for Cal Mumford. And Donahue gets the call and gets it in. And that is his 18th touchdown of the season. Just watch again as the play concludes. The late handoff deep in the backfield. Now watch, right there is where that tackler pushed him forward and pushed him into the end zone.
So that makes it 7-6. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion, which would put them in the lead. We've got a football game on our hands. And here's a rollout, and I think he's going to keep the football, and he is in for the 2. Gary Hartford with the keeper, and that puts Cal Mumford up 8-7 over Silver Creek. Frank, this looks to be a good football game.
Yeah, I think we're going to go back and forth all game long. There you see Gary Hartford. Very inspired run right there as he had the option of throwing or passing. He faked the pass, and that held the defenders deep in the end zone, and he had a blocker out in front of him who had to take out Larry Huff, number 44. And I can tell you about it again as we're going to see the replay this time. Hartford with the roll, and now watch him just kind of look like he's going to throw the football. Right there as he put 2 hands on it. Decides now's the time to run. The block out in front of him really doesn't connect. But again, the tackler forces him forward instead of trying to pull him back or keep him out of the end zone. Just knock him off his feet, and he was able to fall into the end zone for the score. And that is the head coach, Mike Monticelli.
Mike with that handlebar mustache. That's a handsome piece of work there.
They've had a fine football program over the years at Caledonia Mumford.
Well, we had the shout song for Cal Mumford, too, so no favorite. Now, look, there's the Black Knight. How does that little horse keep that guy up? That's hard to understand.
It's quite amazing, actually.
Horse only has 2 legs, too. Strange, but 11:43 to go here in the first half. Now, the first game we did out here, not as closely contested.
Oh, not even close.
Ellicottville and Dundee.
35-0 was the final in the D championship.
But this one looks to be a much more interesting football game. And here's the kickoff. And Silver Creek will have the ball returned coming up to the 38-yard line.
Looks like 85, Kevin Hallmark on the return. And good return.
Kevin Hallmark.
Look how far he brought that football out.
Picked up one of his cards today, as a matter of fact. And it's good to know you always got something to fall back on.
Out at the 39-yard line.
Hallmark cards. Get it, Frank?
I sort of got it. There you go. The first quarter stats, you see that Cal Mumford really started to establish themselves on the ground late in the first quarter. And their big drive capped off here in the second quarter with the score. But it's pretty much a toss-up football game. Turnovers will be something we'll have to watch closely in this game.
Matt Sharrow comes back out at quarterback, number 17. He sat out the last series, keeps the ball, runs it all the way up to the 48-yard line, picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Let's see if they stay with the no huddle with him out there now. They did not stay with it too much with Brian Sharrow in at the quarterback spot. I think that was a design sequence or series that they ran in which they brought the younger brother Brian Sharrow in to try and throw the football against the defense.
It didn't work, but Matt comes back in and picks up 9 yards on his first carry. And he's going to hand off inside to, again, 44, the ball carrier, Larry Huff. He picks up the first down and more.
This certainly is a high caliber of play out there. You've got 2 strong line units, both on the offense and defensive side of the ball. And it's a real battle in there. You see Chris Perry trying to encourage his team. Chris is an all-Western New York player and candidate for all state honors.
10:46 to go in the first half. 8-7 ball game. Cal Mumford leading Silver Creek. Silver Creek with the football. They are now into Cal Mumford territory on the 49-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Sharrow keeps the ball. He wants to pitch. He does. And he gets it outside here to the running back, Paul Cetera. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. They're tough with that option.
Well, it is tough to handle because you don't know. We saw Sharrow on the first play of this drive at the quarterback keep for 9 yards, so you know he can run with the football. And he has to be dealt with if you're a defender trying to stay along the line of scrimmage with him. This time they held on to it to the very last possible second before pitching it out. And Cetera has that great breakaway speed. I think he's the breakaway back in their backfield.
Number 4, Paul Cetera. Brian Sharrow comes into the game. Brother of quarterback number 17, Matt Sharrow. There's a look at the offensive line. Number 17, quarterback Matt Sharrow. He's a senior. 2nd down. Hand off to Cetera. He gets the first, knifes his way down to 35.
That's what we talked about a little bit in the first game, Bob, where we were watching some players who weren't able to cut back against the grain and make something happen. Cetera that time dipped the shoulder to the outside and then just cut right behind the blocker and he was able to get the first down because of that move.
Coach Archie Bradley is probably asking himself why he went with that passing
Really?
series on the second possession.
When you think about it, they're able to use up a lot of the time clock at the same time that they're keeping the ball on the ground here.
Well, we got an offsides here.
Can it be? Can it
69.
be number 69 again?
Chris Perry, he's
did it on the
jumping off both
defense?
sides, yeah.
Start. Offense. First down.
Officials with the
That's 3 already called against.
5-yard penalties against him alone. They haven't pulled him out of the game, though, to talk about it. There you see 69. Chris Perry has been upset with himself a couple of times.
Just a little over-anxious. 5'10", 204-pounder. He's a senior. So, 1st and 15 now. 10:09 to go in the half. Matt Sharrow calling the signals. He's going to hand off to Huff. Gets it back down to the 32-yard line.
That's a nice gain on a 1st and 15 play. You just cut the margin in half now with an 8-yard pickup. And Larry Huff is the tough inside the tackle kind of runner that really takes the spirit out of the defense. If you can't stop a guy running inside the tackles, you're not likely to win the football game.
Silver Creek on the drive. It is now 2nd and 6. The ball on the 31-yard line. They trail by a single point. And he's going to go back to pass. He's got a man and almost made the catch, but knocked down last minute. Jason Sack, the intended receiver. Nice defensive play made there, Frank.
Sack doesn't really carry the football all that much. They would line him up as a wing back in most formations, and they try and just free him up on an individual play. As you said, we'll see the replay. The defender came quickly to close on this pass. Right there was kind of a tough catch in the first place, and he didn't really have possession before the hit was made, and I don't think he would have held on to it had he been able to get any kind of control of the football before the hit.
Josh Randell with the stop. 3rd down. Charles rolls out. He can keep the ball and run for the first, and that's what he's going to do. Oh, he's hit just at the last second there. Let's see where they spot the football.
Who came up to give him the hit, too? It looks like the left cornerback again, the starting quarterback, Gary Hartford.
He should be just short of the first down, and he's shaking up on the play.
You're right. They marked him just short, and boy, he really paid the price trying to get that extra yard. He took a real ding on the thigh, I think, and that's why he's limping as he goes back to the huddle.
Well, they're going to go with the no huddle.
Or the no huddle. Well, what do you call it if it's not a huddle when they go back to it?
There's
that's a question.
timeout.
Think about that one, Mr. Hallmark.
Repeat that for us, Frank.
If they don't have a huddle, what do they go back to?
The line of scrimmage.
Thank you. Silly question and a good answer.
4th and short. And they go with the no huddle. And despite the fact that Matt Sharrow was shaken up a bit on the play, he's ready to go at it. And he keeps it himself, and he should pick up the first down. He does, and a couple more yards at that. So 9:22 to go here in the first half. It's been a very competitive football game. Both teams driving on each other. Silver Creek now in possession of the football. And Matt Sharrow doing an excellent job running the offense for Silver Creek, keeping the ball. He obviously, I guess, not the passer in the family. His brother Brian apparently is, but he's moving the football team.
Well, if they're able, as we said a couple of times, to just run and get first downs, they're getting into the position to score here, and that's obviously what they're after all along. But the main thing is that they're using up a lot of the clock.
And Huff gets all the way down to the 30. He fumbles the ball. He should be down on the play, though. He got it down to about the 13-yard line, and they're really ripping some holes.
That'll be another first down. The Cal Mumford defense is looking a little tired, and they bring in some fresh goal line type troops now. Let's watch it again. The great line blocking out in front. They trap the tackle, and then look at Donahue get pushed back off the ball. Donahue's their best tackler defensively. Number 72 was the player who blocked him that time, Jim Mazzarella.
Fumble on the play. He picks it back up, and he's going to keep the ball himself and get down to the 8-yard line. I believe he dropped the football right off the snap.
You're right, he did, and when things go well, they go very well because it bounced right back up into his hands, and he looked up, and there was a great hole in front of him. They had the defense, the outside pitch option, taken that away, but he was able to cut it back inside. Look at that.
You see it, and they're back to the line of scrimmage. It's now 2nd down. 2nd and 6. The ball on the 9-yard line. Matt Sharrow, number 17, the quarterback, has been engineering this drive. He hands off inside to Huff. He gets down to about the 7-yard line.
Well, they say it all the time, no matter what level you're playing at, when you get inside the 20-yard line, the yardage gets a lot tougher to come by. And it brings up a 3rd and looks like about 4 situation. And they're still going to go without the huddle.
Well, you know, in schools, and especially in high school ball, these players going both ways. It'll become a fatigue factor after a while. For Cal Mumford, defensively, But here's the play. Here's the pass to the end zone, and
Brian Sherrill, who caught the first touchdown for Silver Creek, they tried to run the same play.
I was looking to see if there was going to be a flag on the play. There seemed to be some contact, but
well, he was trying to cut it inside, and the defender had that position. Their legs kind of locked up, I think.
Let's take a look at it as it brings up a 4th down play. Here's the toss.
There you see him spin around trying to get away from the defender.
And hard to tell from that angle, but it'll be 4th and goal. And this time they have a huddle. Matt Sherrill brings him out. Actually, they can get a first down. It's not 4th and goal. 4th and 4. They get down to the 2-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's the pitch out. Satara will not make it. He gets stopped at about the 6.
Good closing tackle there by Gary Hartford to slow him down a little bit as he hit the line of scrimmage. And then another defender came up on the play, number 52, getting some hand slaps there, Ron Higley.
So the long drive by Silver Creek comes out empty, and now they turn the ball over, and Cal Mumford will have the ball on their own 6-yard line.
Well, a great defensive stand. And, you know, watching them kick that extra point, I thought that the kicker had a pretty good leg. I was a little bit surprised that they didn't try or think about a field goal. It looked like on 4th and 4 they were thinking going for the touchdown all the way.
Gary Hartford, and he hands off inside, and the ball carrier takes it down to the 9-yard line.
Well, it's not Donahue and it's not Parnell, so it has to be
Hildebrand.
RJ. Yes. And it's not even RJ. It's number 40 who carried that time, Chad Whiteside.
Well, don't miss Fan Forum with Jerry Azar live Monday night at 7 right here on the Empire Sports Network. Azar will announce the grand prize winner of the Mystery Sports Celebrity Contest. They'll send someone and a guest to an upcoming Sabre game at the Odd. It's Monday Night Live at 7 right here on the Empire Sports Network. We're back to action, and the handoff to Donahue. He gets hit, but he's still on his feet, and he's going to get dragged out of bounds at the 18-yard line. That's a first down.
And it looks like there's a flag trailing the play, though, back around the line of scrimmage at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I got a feeling this one's going to come back.
Donahue did a great job breaking the first tackle. There's the call, preliminary signal from the official, and they'll discuss with the defense what they want. I'm sure they're going to have to take the penalty and give up that first down that the offense picked up. Jim Day, the defensive captain, is talking to the official.
And there's a look at the band.
Gotta like bands. They come out in all kinds of weather.
That's the Silver Creek band.
Offense from the spot. Second down.
I'll mark it from the spot of the foul. The microphone works pretty good down there.
I can hear him loud and clear.
Also, you may not hear anything else after that.
2nd and 11. So Gary Hartford, 2nd and 10. I'm sorry, that was
I think Donahue.
off inside.
No, it wasn't Donahue, but the defender there, Azzarella, made a great play.
Explain how that can be 2nd and 10.
And the first call was 1st and what? They picked up the first down on the play, so that was negated on the penalty. You're right. That's a good question.
Well, it was. That's how it stands.
And we'll leave it at that.
So
I
it's
have no
3rd
answer.
and 9. Yeah, he picked up the first down on the 2nd down play. They brought it back, and
Well, it's
anyway.
half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. That's probably what it was.
So here's the pitch out to Dave Donahue. And he's going to be short of the first down. He's going to bring up a 4th and about a yard.
Well, he struggled hard to get the first down. He is the team punter as well, so he'll stay out there. But just short of the 15-yard line, he needed to get to the 16. And you don't want to give Silver Creek, with their high-scoring offense, an opportunity to go just a few yards. You want them to go as far as they possibly have to score.
So Donahue will kick it away. And he gets a high kickoff. It's going to be fair catch right at the 43-yard line by number 33, Paul Satara. Silver Creek, they will take over from there.
And the nice thing about the play is that he waved his arm, he settled under it and made the catch rather than letting the ball hit and go further upfield. As it is, they get great field position at the Caledonia 43-yard line.
Lightning strikes Friday night at 7 when the Empire Sports Network presents Hockey Week with updates and highlights from around the NHL, interviews with all of today's stars. Hockey Week is the most comprehensive source for NHL news. Hockey Week, Friday nights at 7 only on the Empire Sports Network. Well, it's Matt Sherrill, the quarterback, comes out. He is in Cal Mumford territory. He's going back to pass. He wants to throw it out there long along the sidelines. And this one's going to be picked off, but he's out of bounds.
good coverage on the play. Dave Steele, the deep safety, the junior, played it perfectly, anticipated where the quarterback was going with the football. And unfortunately for him, he had the interception. But as we will see at the conclusion, his toes come down on the sideline. Quarterback Matt Sherrill puts it up, intended for Barilski. And Barilski's closing on the play, but the defender's right there. Now watch where the toe comes down on the white part, and that's out of bounds.
So it brings up 2nd and 10. Sherrill tried to mix him up, went to the pass, 5:05 to go in the half. This time he goes with the handoff to Huff. Huff, a very tough running back in this football game, and he picks up about 7 yards.
It seems like they like to run to the right side. Behind the right tackle there, I believe it's Azzarella. I'll have to check that again to be sure, get the right players' names, because they're doing a good job up front for Silver Creek. It looks like Perry and Azzarella line up on the right side, and that's why they run that way so often. They're the stronger players on the offensive unit for Silver Creek.
3rd down. Sherrill passes over the middle. He's got a man. Oh! Off of the hands of Cetera, and he had a lot of running room ahead of him.
Boy, he sure did, and I think he was thinking touchdown. You could almost see him turn his head just a little bit as the ball got to his numbers.
Pass thrown a little bit behind him on the play. Try to haul it in with the one hand. If that ball's out in front, he is going to pick up a few more yards, possibly even a touchdown.
He sure was so wide open, and we'll see it again one more time. I think that he just turns his head a little bit as he thinks he has the reception made. Is he turning just a little bit ahead of time? No, well, it's hard to tell when it's that fast, but regardless, he was wide open, and he probably would have been better just to get possession of the football and fall down rather than drop it, obviously.
And so Silver Creek calls a timeout. They've got a decision to make here. It's 4th and 3, a ball on the 36. 4:27 to go in the game.
Michigan State, Illinois 10.
4:27 to go here in the first half. What did I say?
In the game.
Oh, in the game.
Got that concert tonight, big guy. We got to keep you here for a little while longer.
Get that Kenny Rogers concept. The Buffalo Sabres return to action on the Empire Sports Network Wednesday night at 7:30 when they host Joe Sakic, Matt Sundin, and the rest of the Quebec Nordique. Don't miss this big Adams Division rivalry. Then on Friday night, Mark Messier and the New York Rangers come to town. The Sabres and the Quebec Nordique on Wednesday. Then it's the Sabres and the New York Rangers on Friday. Both games at 7:30, exclusively on the Empire Sports Network. Fourth down. And now we're going to have offsides, and that's the first down.
They got him. If anything, that's the worst thing that can happen to a defender when it's 4th and less than 5.
Defense. First down.
Oh, boy.
Well, they just handed it to him.
They sure did. They sure did. Right around the left defensive tackle and the nose guard there for Cal Mumford. And I think that might have been a design call by the quarterback. He probably changed his cadence just enough to draw him off. And everybody knew it, so they were real happy about it. They must have been what they had planned to do all along, or else punt.
First down, the ball sitting on the 31-yard line. See what Sherrill does here. He's going to hand off to... No, yeah, he does. Fake me out. Hand off to Huff right off the bat. Picks up 6 yards on the play. Excellent ball handling in there by Sherrill.
Huff is a tough runner. There you see Larry. He has played extremely well all season. He may be up around the 1,000-yard mark for his season. He's amassed over 2,300 career yards coming into last week's game. So
Cal Mumford has not been able to stop the dive man on the option, and that has hurt them as Sherrill brings the troops out again, 2nd and 3. This time he's going to hand off to Huff again, but this time Huff is going to be stopped for a loss.
Boy, number 70, Shannon Johnson, read the play perfectly. Senior defensive end just shed the blocker out in front of him and just took off towards the football. And Larry Huff, who runs better inside the tackles, doesn't have the speed to beat that defender.
3rd down, 3rd and 10, 3:24 to go here in the first half. Let's see if Matt Sherrill, the senior, goes to the air on this play. One man in the backfield. He fakes the handoff, but he's going to throw it again. That looked like the same play again as Cetera, but he just can't get the ball up, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like they're going to apparently kick the ball. I don't know. I think I'd give it a shot right here, to tell you the truth.
Well, 3:07 to go. in the first half. We haven't seen Caledonia Mumford throw the ball all that much. That's a tough call, like you say. You see the quarterback's pass. He's trying to thread it between the two defenders. He was actually rolling out still when he tried to throw
Well, they are
it.
going to go for it, but this time it's Brian Sharrow, number 4, the quarterback. In an obvious passing situation, they bring in the passing quarterback, and he tosses out here to Huff, and that play just wasn't going anywhere.
And what's the design of that play? They had double defenders on that side of the field, so both offensive receiver and the wingback on that side, Larry Huff, were covered. You see them talking to each other. It just didn't seem to have any place to go.
I don't see much difference between the Sharrow brothers in throwing the football, but apparently from what's happened throughout the season and in practice, Brian must show an inclination to throw the ball better.
Well, maybe so, and also he's been the big play guy, so maybe it's just luck.
Well, there's a handoff inside.
Good tackle, ankle tackle there on Donahue. I think 54 got the stop that time, Mike Anderson. But misdirection play, a deep handoff in the backfield, and a strong run for Donahue, and he was just wrapped up around the ankle. It's good coverage there. Mike Anderson's played, we haven't mentioned his name much, but he's played well all season long. He's not big, 5'6", 155 pounds.
2:20 to go here in the first half. 2nd down and 6, the ball on the 34-yard line. Cal Mumford passed, and it was through the arms of the receiver, and I was waiting to see if we were going to have a roughing the passer call there, but we did not.
Well, Gary Hartford really was close to being hurt on the play as Perry caught him with his shoulder pad, and he's a little slow to get to his feet and still a little winded, I'm sure. But he was, kind of opened up there as he tried to release the pass. We'll have to see it again, but he leaves that side exposed, and that's where Perry put the shoulder pad into the ribs. Oof.
So, 3rd and 6. Cal Mumford would like to get a first down here, not turn the ball over again. He's signaling down long, and though he had the man beat, that ball well overthrown.
Yeah, Mike Anderson put a hit on the quarterback just as it released again. There you see Hartford getting up. The receiver that time was like a pump fake and go kind of play to the tight end, Pat Ball. And Ball had the defender beaten on the play, but the ball was really well overthrown.
So the clock is stopped at 2:07. Now Cal Mumford will have to punt the ball away, which means that Silver Creek will once again have another shot at it. Be interesting to see which quarterback comes in to run the 2-minute offense. Cetera, the man back. Donahue will be the punter. Cetera back in his own 34-yard line. And a fine kick by Donahue. Cetera with a fair catch.
Good catch again at the 35-yard line, and that separates the real good hands players from those that don't. The coach lets you catch that football, and you keep good field position out of it. And with 2 minutes exactly on the clock here in the first half, they have the type of offense that is varied enough where they can move upfield rather quickly. Just remember that Cal Mumford has the lead here, so Silver Creek can't be too conservative in their thinking.
2 minutes left on the clock, and it's number 4, the junior, Brian Sharrow, the quarterback. And you know he's going to want to throw the ball, and that's what he goes back to do.
He handed
off the ball. Fake me out.
He faked me out, too.
He handed off. And the ball carrier, let's see, is Huff, 44. He did a fine job. I don't know how.
He sure did, because if Huff hadn't been running towards us, I would have never seen the football.
We go with the no huddle. Let's see what Brian Sharrow does. Okay, it's 2nd down. Well, this time I know he has the football, and he wants to go long, but he throws out here to Huff, and just a bad pass.
Well, the defenders have that play well covered. It's the second time they've run it. They ran it on the 4th down play in the previous drive that didn't get any yardage at all. And this time the quarterback fakes that long pump and throws it to the sideline short.
You know, they run the no huddle, though they're huddling up right now, but Brian just seems to be hurried in there, when he wants to throw the football and doesn't really take time to set and throw it.
And I don't see his brother in any kind of duress. In fact, I see him now. He's walking around talking to the coaches. So Matt Sharrow just out of the game for whatever reason.
I think it's a case where they believe Brian is the better passer of the two, and
we'll have to compare the quarterback passing stats at the half.
He's certainly going to have more incompletions. And here's a pass, and intended for the receiver, number 82?
Number 82, yes.
Matt Taylor. And he does not get it, so now they've got to kick the ball back.
This is a short run here with these incomplete passes. They only used up, looks like about 34 seconds off the clock. And in fact, they did have the one run there for Huff, so they really put themselves in a little trouble here. If Cal Mumford gets close to the block here, I don't think they have anybody back.
They do not. And there's the kick by Jim Azzarella, and there's nobody back there to field it. And it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So with 1:17 to go in the first half, it is Cal Mumford 8, Silver Creek 7.
Good call there by Mike Monticelli, not risking any kind of turnover on any punt return. He made sure that they were forced to kick the ball first before they opted to go back and look around for the football. And by not having anybody back there, you're not going to have a turnover on a punt. And now the game is fully in their control with a 1-point lead here as we head towards the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
They may prove me wrong here, but I got a feeling Cal Mumford is just going to come out and run the football and run out the half.
Well, it's a
They'll
question.
probably prove me wrong.
Well,
We'll
let's see if they hand the ball off, I guess. That would be
Gary Hartford, the quarterback.
That's
And
what
no,
we
he's
know.
going to pass. And he wants to go long, and he's got a man fighting for the football, and that should have been interference, to tell you the truth.
It's quite a battle there between the defender and the receiver.
I guess they could rule both for going for the football, but I'd like to see it again.
Well, if the quarterback doesn't underthrow it, there's no question about that the receiver's knocked down on the play. Number 41, Brad Vilcek, is the intended receiver, but he has to stop and come back. And you see the defender close quickly and get up in the air and get a hand on the football.
that's
Good coverage by Jason
That's a tough
Sack.
replay to get a look at it. We really couldn't see them get position. 2nd and 10.
I'm surprised they threw.
So here's a pitch out to Donahue. He gets up to back to the line of scrimmage.
Chris Perry with the tackle. You can see why he's an all-Western New York player. He's all over the football field. We mentioned his name a couple of times, 3 times for some penalties, but he's also played a pretty good game.
Well, now Silver Creek calls a timeout to stop the clock with 53 seconds.
That's a good call as well. You've got them into a 3rd down situation. They're forced to pick up the 1st down or punt the football because Silver Creek also has 1 more timeout available.
Coming up after this game right here on the Empire Sports Network, the battle for the state Class B championship. I say that because the Grand Island Vikings ranked number 1 in the state Class B. Their opponent, Batavia, ranked number 3. Grand Island a win tonight, and they will clinch the state Class B championship. The Vikings undefeated this season under Coach Gene Masters. They defeated Niagara Wheatfield last week to earn the trip for the Western Regional Playoffs. Coming up later on this evening, after the Bill Parcells program here on the Empire Sports Network, it will be Cliff Smith and Mark Schmidt bringing you Class A action between Jamestown of Section 6 and Fairport of Section 5. Stay tuned to the Empire Sports Network for football throughout the evening. 3rd and 10. Quarterback Gary Hartford tosses. We got the reverse. And the ball carrier is still on his feet. And we got a flag dropped as he gets the 1st down and more. That is number 30, Tom Martin, the ball carrier.
It's got to come back.
And we're going to have an illegal block here, I believe.
Well, Brian Sherrow, number 4, smelled the play out very well. There's the clip call. And he wasn't the player that was actually hit on the penalty, but he did enough to force it back to the inside, and that's where the blocking got a little funny and a little screwed up for the Caledonia Mumford team.
It was a good call, Martin with the run, and he had picked up the 1st down. We had an illegal block right there. You see the official reach for the hanky, and that's going to bring up 3rd.
Offense! 3rd down!
As we heard the official tell us there, clipping, it's going to bring up 3rd and, oh, geez, about 22 yards here.
Yeah, and for the Silver Creek team, it's a big break because the penalty stops the clock. They do the 3rd down play over again, and if they force Caledonia Mumford into a punting situation, which is likely here, they can either go for the football because it doesn't hurt them, and attempt to block the punt, or perhaps set up a reasonable return.
Now we got a timeout called by Cal Mumford. This last 2 minutes has taken longer than the whole 1st quarter.
Boy, it sure has.
You're watching high school football here on Empire Sports. Bob Kaczynski with Frank Stewart. As I told you, Clip Smith and Mark Schmidt will be coming up with the next game, the Grand Island Batavia game. Don't forget, December 7th, you'll be watching live a college Division I action from Memorial Auditorium, as it's the Duke Blue Devils, currently ranked number 1 in the nation, taking on the Canisius Golden Griffins. And Empire Sports will be bringing you a host of Division I, Division III college football, college basketball games throughout the winter, featuring Niagara, St. Bonaventure, of course, Canisius, Buff State, Fredonia.
Fans here in Western New York all starting to talk about the Buffalo Sabres once again after a long spell of not saying anything about them. But with this little winning streak going.
6-game unbeaten streak. Well, here we go. 3rd and 22 yards, we'll say. Gary Hartford, the quarterback, he's going to pass it. And pass out to the wide out, and he fumbles the ball out of bounds. The pass out there to Brian Schneider, 81, tight end.
Again, it works to Silver Creek's advantage. That fumble out of bounds stops the clock. They really lost no yards, but it does stop the clock.
So now they're going to have to kick the football, Dave Donahue. And that puts number 33, Paul Cetera, back.
Now, he's shown the ability to catch the football, so if he can get any kind of return here, he's going to try and really run with it and even set up an opportunity for another pass or even a field goal try.
Here's a kick. The rush is, punt is blocked.
Is it in? It's going to be out of bounds.
Out of bounds, and Silver Creek with the break there. They get the ball on the 2-yard line. Excellent play. The ball batted out of bounds by number 11, Jason Sack. Let's see if we can pick up who made the block, Frank.
And they're still doing some jawing out on the field, some of the players as they break. But a big rush from the right side of the pressure, and Caledonia Mumford unable to, let's see where it comes from. And it looks like 40, well, let's be sure, 82.
Squint your eyes.
82 was the player, Matt Taylor, who got the hands on the football. 1st and goal, Beth.
1st and goal, a big break and a big play for Silver Creek. The quarterback, Matt Charles, takes it in the end zone for 6. And that play could be a very decisive play in this football game.
Well, when you put yourself in tough position by not completing passes with deep in your own end and you have to kick the ball away, the defense has no reason not to rush the passer or the punter hard. And Silver Creek did it, and they took advantage of it. 23 seconds to go. They use a timeout to set up this play now because it's critical for them. 14-8 by going for the extra point try would allow just a tie, but a 15-8 score. If they go for the 2-point conversion, would be that Caledonia Mumford has to score and then go for an extra point conversion or a 2-point conversion to retake the lead. So this is a critical play coming up as well.
All of this happened within a very short period of time. As I said earlier, these last 2 minutes really dragged on, and it worked to Silver Creek's benefit as they called the timeout.
That's it.
Stopped Cal Mumford, and then with the big block on the punt, put themselves in excellent position, and now there's still 23 seconds to go here in the half.
And the little things mean a lot. Remember, the player fumbled the ball out of bounds to stop the clock, so they didn't have to waste a timeout, and that allows them to use a timeout here.
And there's Charles with the plunge into the end zone.
Well, he did it earlier on a few plays where he was able to get great yardage, and when you run behind strong players such as Azarella and Perry, you're likely to get a yard or two. Well, he got all that he needed on that short 1st and goal from a yard out situation.
This is an important conversion. If they can get 2 here, that will force Cal Mumford to either kick for the tie or go for the 2-point conversion on their next touchdown.
But they'll need a conversion of some kind to retake the lead.
Exactly. So here we go. Matt Charles, the quarterback, he just put it in the end zone. He gets sacked back at his own 14-yard line. Excellent defensive play.
Well, is it number 30?
Tom Martin.
He's a sophomore. Tom Martin read the quarterback's eyes. He had the defensive responsibility to go wherever the quarterback went that time. He did exactly as his coach probably told him. Followed the quarterback, found a gap in the offensive line, and really he was on top of Sherrill before Sherrill turned around.
So that's the score. Silver Creek 13, Caledonia Mumford 8. 23 seconds still to go here in the 2nd quarter. And this is going to be a very interesting second half of football.
Well, let's see. 1 timeout available for Caledonia Mumford. The Raiders, that's their nickname. Now let's see if they can get a decent return. Their quarterback has shown some ability to throw the football deep. So it'll probably be a gadget play if they get a good return, or a pass play if they get a good return. But if they don't get a good return, they may just opt to run out the clock.
And there's a look at an Empire Sports sign. That looks like it could have been done by Justin Newman, our promotion director. It was done that well. Here's an onside kick.
Oh, boy.
And let's see, does Silver Creek recover?
They have a good shot at it here as they unpile.
Well, from the reaction down there, my guess is that Caledonia Mumford maintained possession, and they did.
There's the signal, number 52, the player who comes up with the football, and that's Ron Higley. But the first player for Caledonia Mumford didn't really have good possession of it. Let's look at the replay.
We'll
fake.
take a look.
Yeah, Brian Sherrill stepped in and took the kick, and that's who it was, Higley, who had trouble. Fortunately, he fell on top of the ball.
He got forced on top of the ball. You know, now with the clock running, there's 9 seconds. They're going to let the clock run out here. I was going to say, Cal Mumford had excellent field position with 19 seconds on the clock. But apparently they're going to decide to just take it in at halftime trailing. The momentum has shifted over to Silver Creek. They lead it at the half by a score of 13-8. We'll be back with statistics and second half action right here on the Empire Sports Network.
I think our success came more from the way Jim Kelly threw, from the way our line protected, from the way our receiving corps caught, from the way...
Regional playoffs Class C action, and it's Silver Creek of Section 6 leading Caledonia Mumford of Section 5 13-8. And statistically, this football game just about as close as the score.
Well, no doubt about it. 8-7 would have been the score at the half had there not been that last turnover, the block punt that Silver Creek took advantage of to take the lead. It's going to be tough for Caledonia Mumford to come back in this game and get control on the ground as they had it in the first quarter.
And speaking of on the ground, there are some players who put some statistics together for that first half.
We can start with Caledonia's player, and that is, of course, number 24, Donahue. But first, let's look at the team stats. 9 first downs for Mumford and Caledonia, all on the ground. Silver Creek with 5. The yards rushing, Silver Creek did fairly well on that in that category. Neither team able to pass the ball well. The big turnover, though, was the block punt that resulted in the lead touchdown now for Silver Creek. Individually, let's find number 24 for Caledonia Mumford. That's Dave Donahue, 13 carries for 57 yards thus far. And as you go to the other side for Silver Creek, they've got good balance in their offensive unit, especially with number 33, Paul Cetera, 7 carries for 48 yards. And then, of course, there you see him, Larry Huff, tough inside runner, 13 carries, 45 yards thus far in the game. And Cetera, we'll find him a little bit later, but he's done a very good job, as has Huff, in dominating the line of scrimmage, holding on to the football, not allowing the Caledonia Mumford Raiders to slow them down enough where they get good field position.
Okay, so we'll be back with second half action and the kickoff to begin the third quarter right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network.
Sabres hockey. AAA Alliance baseball. Local New York college sports.
Down Buck State.
Amherst hockey. Marv Levy. Bill Polian. Paul McGuire. If you're not seeing these exciting Empire Sports Network programs, call your local cable operator now. Ask for the Empire Sports Network, the home of your hometown heroes.
Hold on, folks. Buckle up. Barkley for 3. Oh, no!
Inside he comes. If you love basketball, this is the show for you. Oh, my! The plays of the week, player profile, and magic moments from the past. It's all in NBA action.
Thursday evening at 7 here on the Empire Sports Network.
Well, we're back to start the third quarter. Silver Creek with that 5-point lead. And the big block punt just before the end of the first half is the difference in this football game.
A small sidelight is that Silver Creek won the toss and deferred their decision to the second half. So now that they had the lead, they're going to receive the football here. The weather is no real factor at all. It's just about perfect football weather, so no breeze blowing through the ballpark here. It's just a perfect day and night for all of this playoff action at Rich Stadium today. And Caledonia Mumford, they're going to have to really come up with a strong defensive stand here to open up this third quarter.
Looking at the flag out here at Rich Stadium, there is no significant breeze whatsoever, unlike the conditions last Friday for the Section 6 playoffs.
It was tough.
Where it was quite a gust of wind coming from the scoreboard through the stadium. But that is not the case this evening. We're under the lights here at Rich Stadium, Class C action. And the ball is going to be kicked. And it's going to be taken right there by number 69, and he's...
That's Chris Perry.
Pretty good return there. Perry gets it up to the 36-yard line. The ball was laying flat on its side.
And they did that after their first touchdown as well. They don't really tee it up to kick it up into the air. They tee it up so it's just laying flat, as you said, the squib kick. Chris Perry, strong football player, puts those offensive linemen's gloves on now.
Well, let's see who comes out at quarterback. Matt Charo has taken the majority of the snaps, the senior. His brother Brian has come in obvious passing situations, but this would not be one of those. And let's see, it is Matt, the quarterback, and he's got Huff and Cetera in the backfield, and the give is to the second man through, and that is Cetera up to the 40-yard line.
Donahue in on the stop. Donahue's participated in 129 tackles this year. Coming into this football game, we've called his number probably 6-7 times on the defensive side of the ball already in this game. And Donahue, he's just a super talent on the high school level. 5'11", 200 pounds as a senior. He's been their game breaker all year long, and almost impossible for the defense to stop when he handles the football, and a real tough tackler when he's on that side.
2nd and 5. The handoff again to Cetera. He fights his way up to the 44-yard line.
And number 70 a little bit late into the pile there with the shoulder for the Raiders, Shannon Johnson. Well, this is what Silver Creek wants to do. They want to establish the ground attack just as they closed out the first half, dominating between the tackles, and they're not running wide now. They're staying right inside between the two tackles and forcing the defense on their heels.
So it brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 2. The handoff to Cetera, and he's not going to make it.
Boy, he had an opening, and he seemed to have a little trouble with the football for just a split second. It slowed him up enough where the defense got to him, and I think you're right. I think he's just short. Not by much, but a little bit.
Dick Gallagher talking to us at halftime, and said that he thinks that Caledonia Mumford, who has had its way with most of its opponents, it defeated Lions 52-6 in the semis, defeated East Rochester 27-8 to make it here. So they've won by lopsided scores. That is not the case. In fact, they're trailing at half. And mentally, that might be a tough adjustment for these players to deal with that.
A different ball game if you're behind as opposed to being comfortably ahead.
Though defensively, they came up there, and they're going to. Silver Creek's going to go for it on 4th and short. Now they go back to punt. We've got flags all over.
Well, it's a tough call because there's a few players moving into that shift now. It's an official's decision as to whether they're going to call it against the offense or the defense. The defense obviously was offside, but were they drawn? Yes.
Too
many players moving.
Silver Creek is not happy about this at all.
That's a design play.
Coach Archie Bradley was jumping up and down on the sidelines.
You see the 3-4 players moving on the play, and the defender comes in. And actually, Perry lifted up on the play, too. He has to sort of stay set there. He can't just jump up. They try to draw him into an offside call and pick up the 1st down yardage. Now they will have to punt.
And when you go into motion, it is not to be an attempt to draw a player off sides. Now we got officials timeout. They're going to respot the ball.
Yeah, they might be misspotted there. Oh, they're going to talk to the head coach. That's what they want to do. They want to talk to Archie Bradley along the far side there. Is that a smile on his face? I don't think so.
Archie's questioning what... Well, it'd be nice if we had a microphone in on this conversation, but we don't.
I think what he's saying is the quarterback who went under center there and then moved back, what he did was he pulled his arms up as though he had the football, and that's what drew the defender off.
You're not allowed to give an indication that would draw a defender off sides.
And that's exactly what it was.
In the pros, if you jerk your head back even, it can be classified as an attempt to draw the defense. So they're going to have to punt the football. And here's the kick. And it's a good one, and a fair catch made right there at the 30-yard line by Dave Donahue.
Well, Cal Mumford did what they had to do. They slowed down the Black Knights of Silver Creek and get the football back with reasonable field position to start this drive. Now they've got to do what they did so well throughout the first quarter, the late part of the first quarter and in through the second quarter, and that was run the football. They really opened up some sizable holes in that one series.
Well, let's see how the offense goes for Cal Mumford. Gary Hartford, the quarterback, he hands off to Donahue, and he brings the ball all the way up to the 38-yard line.
Well, no mystery there. Go with your strength. They've run the football so well all season long. Donahue's been the workhorse. Let him test the defense on their first offensive play of the second half.
Well, Mumford, a team that the players will put stickers on the helmets to distinguish and honor either in touchdowns or tackles, and you can see who the top players are, and Donahue has a helmet full of stickers. 2nd and 2. Gary Hartford calling signals, and he hands it off to Donahue again, and he's going to pick up the first down.
He didn't need a lot. He needed just about a yard for the first down, and he bounced around a couple of times, not really going forward, just looking for lateral movement so he could probably move a little further upfield if he found a good gap. He didn't find much at all, so he just used his strength to move forward for the 2 yards and get the first down.
Leaving the stadium area in 5.
First and 10, the ball on the Cal Mumford 42-yard line. If you just joined us, Silver Creek leads this game 13-8. Here's a look at Donahue. Dave Donahue, number 24. It's been a workhorse. There's a handoff to number 44, Hildebrandt, and he gets up near midfield.
Boy, they're really getting good yardage on their first down carries. On the previous first down, they picked up 9 yards. Here they get almost 7 yards.
I'm sure when they went in at halftime, Coach Mike Monticelli wanted to get his team back to basics and back to the things that got them here. They're a running football team, and they had a very impressive drive to get their touchdown on the board, and they want to go back there. But now we have a fumble, and the quarterback Harper is going to keep it and get it up to the 49-yard line of Silver Creek.
He's just short of the first down on that carry. He was fortunate to find the football. You know, sometimes you drop it, you start looking up to see if anybody's coming as you're reaching for it, and you never get good possession. This time he was able to do that and move forward, get near the first down marker. But the one thing that, and we'll look at it again, you see there he had trouble also. He just didn't pick it up right away. He was looking to see if anybody was on top of him.
3rd and a yard, actually less than a yard. Now we got an official's timeout.
They will wait until the player is all set with his equipment. In high school, they want to make absolutely sure everyone's fully protected.
Here's a play and the handoff. Donahue, the runner. He's got running room. He's going right down the center of the field. He's going to get dragged down at the 8-yard line.
A touchdown-saving tackle by Matt Taylor, who blocked the punt at the end of the first half. A misdirection play and a huge, huge opening off the right tackle. And Donahue, who thought he had touchdown coming his way, just didn't get there. Look at this, the blocking sealing off, and then it's almost like the counter gap there where the defenders are pulled to one side, and then look at Taylor just reach out and just get the tip.
Just caught the tip of his shoe to drag him down. So first down inside the 10. Here's the handoff to Donahue. He's the guy who got him down there, and he gets it down to the 5.
The one thing that's working in their advantage is they know that if they score 6 points, they take the lead. They don't have to worry about the conversion now. That was the last play that Silver Creek ran in that first half, in which they scored the touchdown on the dive by Matt Sherrill and going for the 2-point try to try and build a little cushion for themselves and put some pressure on Cal Mumford. They didn't convert, and now with a touchdown here for Cal Mumford, they automatically have the lead.
Dave Donahue over the 100-yard mark, 109 yards. Hartford keeps the ball. He's going to get dropped at the 10.
Oh, boy, I'm surprised he didn't release the pass. Brian Sherrill went on the tackle. It was a rollout, and he was looking to the back of the end zone. He didn't throw the pass. I think he thought he might be able to come down and catch the defenders, thinking that he was going to release the ball and take it into the end zone himself, but Brian Sherrill was not fooled at all.
Well, we got a timeout called. Here's a replay, and you know, sometimes you can outsmart yourself. Dave Donahue was 17 carries for 109 yards, and they've done it on the ground. There they went to go to the air, and they got dropped for a loss, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, you're right, because it was 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line.
Well, the Buffalo Bills' high, potent offense makes them one of the most feared teams in the league. But what are they like off the field? Well, find out on Bills Magazine every Wednesday night at 7:30. This week, find out what it's like to be on the ground crew at Rich Stadium in the winter. Well, I can tell you what that's like. Bills Magazine, Wednesday night, 7:30, only on the Empire Sports Network. That will hardly be an expose, because I got to believe being on the grounds crew in the winter at Rich Stadium is cold.
That's all I'll be talking about is the size or the length of the shovel that you use to shovel the sidewalks around the stadium.
And Wednesday night on Not Just Sports at 7 o'clock, I'll have Kevin Rooney, former trainer for Mike Tyson, will be my guest. He's in town this week for a boxing show. Here we go. Third play, the handoff inside.
That's 32 Parnell, and he's not the type of player that's going to get you 9 yards inside the 10-yard line for the touchdown. He's more of a couple 3 or 4 yards type runner, and that's all he got was 2 or 3.
So now that brings up 4th down. A field goal obviously will put you down by 2.
If you had a kicker, it's not a bad idea, though, because a field goal again would give you the lead.
Well, they're going to go for it, and I got to believe Donahue's going to be the guy who's going to get the ball, and he is going nowhere. Silver Creek sniffed that one out. Let's see if we can get the first man to him.
Well, a bunch of players keying in on him. Looks like Perry is excited, along with Brian Sherrill. Jim Day on that side.
Well, a huge defensive play made in there by Silver Creek after Caledonia Mumford drove all the way down to the 5-yard line. And now Silver Creek will take over. 1st and 10, the ball on their own 8, 5:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
An excellent comment on your part, Bob, in that they got away from what got them down there in the first place. They decided on 2nd down from the 4-yard line to try and pass the ball, and it didn't work.
Well, who else but Chris Perry, the first man to the ball carrier. 1st down, and the handoff up the middle. That's got to be Huff.
It sure is. Nice yardage, too, out to the 14-yard line, 5-yard pickup. Huff has played very well all season long. And as his career here for Silver Creek is winding to a close, this is his senior season, he's going to be a name that'll be talked about in future years as one of the greats to come out of Silver Creek.
There's a look at him, number 44. 2nd down, 2nd and 4.
It's him again.
Huff right up the middle. And he's going to be short of the 1st down. You know what Silver Creek would want to do here, my guess, Coach Archie Bradley, get this ball out, get the field switched around field position-wise so that when you do make the punt, Caledonia Mumford is not getting the ball at midfield.
Well, let's see.
So this is a big 3rd down play here.
Let's see if they get cuter if the quarterback, Sherrill, and is it Brian? No, it's Matt out there, number 17. Let's see. He's done well on the quarterback keeper the last few times that the situation has arisen.
Well, it's 3rd and 1, and he's going to hand off right up the middle. Who else? 44 Huff.
More than enough for the 1st down.
Caledonia Mumford has not been able to successfully stop that dive play off the option, and Sharrow has gone to him time and time again.
Good picture there. 69 and 72 are the players they run behind time after time after time after time, and they're just doing a great job.
Perry Nazarella. Perry's 5'10", Nazarella 6'1", both go over 200 pounds. So it's 1st down, 4:06 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. And this is getting redundant.
Well, they ran behind the two fellas once again. You know, and I'm going to watch a little bit closer here, but I think those two guys, the left guard and left tackle, go to the right guard and right tackle spot sometimes, you know, to try and wear out different defenders.
Well, it's 2nd and 7, and Huff has had his share of carries. Let's see if we get some stats on 16 carries for 56 yards, and they've been 56 tough yards. Grinding it out on the ground, 3-4 at a pop. 2nd and 7. Sharrow keeps the ball, and he's going to pick up a couple, get up to about the 28-yard line.
Still not a bad job if he does get the 28, which he will. That's right. He started at the 24, so a decent 4-yard pickup when he really didn't have any option to the outside. He was thinking about the option pitch all the way, and there was nobody, or the player was there, but also a defender was there as well. Let's look at it again.
This will bring up a 3rd and 2 as he gets knocked down. We'll say up to about almost the 29-yard line.
Chad Whiteside had closed that play off completely.
2:54 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 2. Silver Creek would like to hold on to the football. Sharrow hands off to Satera, and he's got all kind of running room, and he's going to knock down at the 48-yard line.
Well, a good call and a great run by Satera.
Silver Creek very impressively coming out of the shadow of their own goalpost and have brought the ball out near midfield. Satera now with 77 yards on 11 carries.
Look at the replay again. There's 69 out in front. Let's credit number 79 with another good block as well. Well-coached team. Keith Myrick, another 200-pounder on that offensive line. Anderson is the center. He does a great job. We'll just have to give you the right guard's number yet, and we'll have everybody mentioned on that offensive line.
1st down, the handoff up the middle. And Mr. Huff picks up another 2.
Well, looking at the offensive line, you've got Borello at one guard, who is 5'11", 210. Perry at the other guard, 5'10", 204 pounds. Stevens is at one tackle, 6'1", 212 pounds. Myrick's another tackle in and out of the game, 6'1", 202 pounds. Azarella, 6'1", 225. And Huff a little bit slow as he goes to the sideline. And
yeah, he's banged up over there. He's He apparently has hurt his arm, it appears.
Or shoulder, maybe.
Arm or shoulder. You can see him hanging that right arm down. And that could be a big blow here for Silver Creek. Huff has been their bread and butter man right up the middle.
And Oakley's their center, by the way. We want to make sure we mention all those offensive linemen. They've moved this out from their own 9-yard line.
Jim Day, the man that has replaced Huff. Satara, the ball carrier now, and he is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a yard.
Donahue closed quickly on that play, blitzed through the gap in the offensive line, and did not allow Satara to use that great speed to get to the outside corner.
Satara upset. I think he felt he had not gone down. He wanted to continue to run with the ball. Let's take a look.
Let's see if he has a case.
He makes the cutback.
How can he not be down?
Well,
unless he was piled. Oh, well, he thought he rolled up and over the shoulders of Donahue.
That's a tough call.
Well, the officials, they usually spot you down. They don't want players getting hurt.
3rd and 7. Matt Sharo. Huff is not in the ball game. He's calling the signals. He's going to throw the football. He sidearms it out of bounds. Pass intended for Pete Rott, number 6.
He had good pressure on the quarterback from Parnell, along with, and Huff is returning to the field. He is part of their punt coverage team. It looks like he's saying to everybody that he's all right and he'll be able to continue. But a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Matt Sherrill. He was fortunate to get rid of the football without giving up yardage on a sack.
Well, Silver Creek accomplished what I had mentioned earlier. They've gotten the ball to midfield, so barring a bad snap or block punt, they should put Cal Mumford back deep in their own territory. So that was an important drive. 58 seconds to go here in the quarter. Here's the kick, and it's a good one. And it's going to be taken down.
Well, they said he signaled for a fair catch.
Well, if he signaled for a fair catch, there should be a penalty for contact made on the play. Let's see what happens.
That's odd. You're right. You're right. The defender came up on the punt return man, number 30, with the return, Tom Martin, the sophomore.
What was the call on that play? Either you call a fair catch and you don't run with the ball, and if you get an attempted tackle, that's an immediate penalty.
Yeah, he wasn't down by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, here we go. 49 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. As you saw there, we've got Sports Fire coming up on Tuesday. High-sticking the topic this week. Caledonia Mumford, Donahue, the ball carrier. He is going nowhere. An excellent defensive play.
Chris Perry.
This Chris Perry, you keep mentioning possible All-State honors, and he has shown in this game that he is a man to contend with on both sides of the line.
Well, whoever selects will maybe watch some of this game, and I'm sure he'll be part of that group.
There's the clock, 28-27, counting down. It has been a very quick 3rd quarter, both teams keeping the ball on the ground.
Good football game, though. No scoring going to come out of this 3rd quarter.
2nd down, Gary Hartford, the quarterback. Hands off to Donahue. And he's got running room and gets a 1st down up to the 27-yard line.
Only 12 tough yards for him. And they stop the clock momentarily as they move the sticks up, but I don't think they'll get another play off here.
Well, that should be the last play of the quarter. And it will be. So as we take another look here at Donahue with the run, that is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Silver Creek 13 and Caledonia Mumford 8. We'll be back with 4th quarter action. You're watching high school football on the Empire Sports Network. Stewart up here in the booth as Silver Creek maintains that 13-8 lead over Caledonia Mumford here at Class C play. Coming up following this game, the Class B action. Cliff Smith with Mark Schmidt.
Big 1st down there for Cal Mumford on Donahue's carry.
1st down, the handoff to Donahue. Knocks it outside. He's going to get some running room, but dropped at the 29-yard line. He made an excellent play to avoid a tackler and then picks up just 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, just a short pickup for him. And Donahue on that last play to close out the 3rd quarter almost had the ball stripped from behind, and a good try by 45 Aaron Richmond, who was going aggressively at the football and almost reached in and pulled it back out. But Donahue has good strength and wrapped it up tightly enough for the 1st down.
Now they're going to say it's 2nd and 8. They just gave him 2 on the play. Handoff inside. First man through, that's what, number 40?
Yes, Chad Whiteside.
Name we haven't called much. A senior fullback, running back, 175 pounds, just 5'7". You know, these uniforms for Silver Creek with the tights and the pants, interesting look. There you see Whiteside. Well, it's 3rd down and 6. And Caledonia Mumford does not want to give up the football here. Let's see what they do. Gary Hartford hands off to Donahue. We got flags down.
He'll be short anyway.
Let's see what the call is.
Archie Bradley on the far sideline, and looking at him, he wants his team to decline the penalty, regardless of what the call is against the offense, and it's a motion call. He wants the football back.
And Silver Creek will get it.
Boy, this one turned out to be as good as it was billed to be. We had talked at the start of the show, Bob, that the turnovers could be a factor.
Offense, decline, 4th down.
And the only turnover we had was on the block punt. Both of these teams are well-schooled, well-coached, and it takes a lot of effort to get a team schooled and skilled enough where they don't lose the football. The weather conditions are pretty good here, so that's also been a positive factor in both teams' favor.
Schooled and skilled enough. That's a tongue twister.
Is it? Schooled and skilled. Yeah, I guess
you did it well. You did it well, Frank. 10:29 to go here in the football game. Back to punt. Donahue with the kick. Not a very good one. This ball is going to hit at the 49-yard line and take a Silver Creek bounce and be down right there.
Well, the line of scrimmage was the 35, so a 14-yard punt.
The ball down by Adam Palladino.
Well, with 10:17 to go here in the 4th quarter, there's your 3rd quarter stats. Pretty much even for both teams. Cal Mumford and Silver Creek, they don't throw the ball all that often. One touchdown pass in the game came from Matt Sherrow to Brian Sherrow. That was the big pass play for Silver Creek, and that turnover looms larger and larger and larger as time clicks off the clock here in this 4th quarter. That's another tongue twister.
You're getting tricky, Frank. 10:04 to go. First down, the handoff to Huff. He's back, and he's hungry. He picks up 7 yards.
There's a pretty good contingent of Silver Creek fans on this side of the 50-yard line. They've really got this place packed, and they have been treated to an outstanding game by Larry Huff.
Well, now I think we're getting a mixture of the Grand Island Batavia fans coming in as well, so the stand's at its peak right now, I'd say, as far as attendance goes for these games.
You're right. I do see some Batavia jackets in and out of the crowd there.
2nd and 3. The ball on the 42. 9:28 to go here in the ball game. Silver Creek on the move. Matt Sherrow, the quarterback. He wants to throw the ball, and he finally connects with Sotero on this play. He's down to the 27-yard line. Twice before they look for Sotero in the middle. They've connected.
You're right about that. A timely call. A little bit of a surprise to me that they would risk it after a pretty good gain on the first down carry by Huff. But Sherrow put the gun on that one and really fired that football into the spot that Sotero had found open in the seam between the defenders. And Sotero is pretty sure-handed. You know, when you have the benefit and luxury of senior halfbacks behind a quarterback as a senior, you can see the outcome. They just have seen this before. They've been here before, and they know what they have to do.
First down, Silver Creek on the move, and the handoff inside to Huff. He's going to pick up maybe 3 yards.
Well, he seemed like he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, too. Parnell's getting off the pile there. Donahue's off the pile. 51, Adam Palladino was off the pile. They didn't slow him down enough to keep him to no gain. They, in fact, allowed a 3-yard gain.
Huff, a 5'8", 185-pound running back, fullback position. And you can hear the band playing in the background from Silver Creek. 2nd and 7, 8:22 to go in the ball game. Sherrow, the quarterback. He hands off inside to Huff.
The other advantage of giving the football to the seniors, such as Huff and Sotero, and primarily Huff now, is the percentages of or possibilities of him fumbling and giving the football back are very, very small.
Sooner or later, I got to believe Sherrow is going to keep this ball, bring it outside, and either go with the pitch, because Huff has really been pounding him inside the middle and softening him up. And you got to believe sooner or later, Mumford's going to completely bite on the inside dive.
You're probably right. The lineman will move in tighter and tighter to the center until that outside opening is available.
Third down, Charo goes back. No, he hands off to Cetera. He's going to get back short of the first down, picks up maybe a yard, which is going to bring up an interesting fourth down call now.
Yeah, this is tough on the coaching staff when you've got a little longer than the normal run ahead of you for a first down. Now, this one's going to be about fourth and about 2.5, maybe about 2.5 yards the way they finally spot it. And it's not an easy run by any stretch of the imagination, and a pass is very risky. And they want to talk about it. Actually, Archie Bradley with a good call here. He uses a timeout. His first timeout taken here in the second half, and with 7:14 to go on the clock, you're down to the play of the game in reality. Fourth down defensively and fourth down offensively could decide the outcome right here.
As we've said earlier, the deciding play thus far has been the block punt. That has been the difference. You looked at the statistics at the end of the third quarter. Caledonia Mumford has had a few more yards rushing. I'm sure at this point now into the fourth with the drive that we're seeing right now by Silver Creek, those stats are about even. The difference, that block punt.
No doubt about it, and you could almost see it developing too, in the sense that Silver Creek took the timeout. They got the break when the player fumbled the ball out of bounds in that sequence, and everything just worked out right. They had no risk in going for the punter that time on the play, and they took advantage of it when they were able to get a hand on the football.
Coach Mike Monticelli knows they give up another score, this football game could be over. So here's a big fourth down play. Charles going back to pass. He looks to the end zone. He's got a man down there. It is knocked away.
Great defense. Number 25 with the hand on the football. Dave Steele, the junior, read the play from his safety position all the way. And as I said, it's a tough call on 4th and 2.5. You're not sure of the running yardage available to you. And a good head fake and a good control of the football by the quarterback, Sherrill, allowed and set up the opportunity for the pass. But Cal Mumford's defense was all over that wide receiver. Watch Sherrill try and put it to the opening where, let's see the wide receiver's number as well. That's Brilski, I believe. And Steele right there.
At this point, that could be a game-saving play, Frank, because Caledonia Mumford could not afford to have another score put up on the board against them. With 7:07 left in the ball game, they must now try to put together some form of drive and get down and get on the scoreboard.
Plenty of time on the clock with 7 minutes left. They have 2 timeouts available to them.
Hartford the pitch out to Donahue. He gets up to the 20, up to the 25-yard line.
And the only thing they need to do is put the ball in the end zone, and they win the game, I think. At this point, that's the way it's going to come down.
We got a penalty, and I think it's going to go against Caledonia Mumford. I see the Silver Creek players pointing in that direction. Let's see what the call is.
The flag is way upfield, way past the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball. It might have come after the play.
Let's hear the call. Personal foul against
no.
Caledonia Mumford. Coach Mike Monticelli is not happy with that. Let's see what we can pick up.
It must have come at the conclusion of the play. That's Donahue going down and away from the ball. As they unpile, it's tough to tell what happened.
Hard to pick it up there, but Coach Mike Monticelli not happy. He's out on the field, in fact.
And somebody's coming out of the game. Number 69 is being tossed from the football game, apparently. Or Monticelli wanted to find out who the player was, so the official went and got him, and Monticelli sent in a substitute. I believe it's 69.
You have a 69 on your roster?
No, I don't, but there's a name on the back of the uniform if we can get that player into our camera somehow. Number 69 with his back to us.
Personal foul. Offense. Disqualification.
He was disqualified. Just says Raiders on the back of their jersey.
Okay, I thought
Frank,
there might be names on there. Well, we don't have that on our roster at all.
I'll tell you an interesting story about the back of the jerseys right after this play. Here we go. Second and 13. I don't know what he did, but he was tossed from the football game, so it had to be serious. Hartford's going to pass, and he throws it out here to Donahue, and he doesn't get much. He gets back up to about the 20-yard line.
Positive yardage on the play. That was a first down call. They flipped the tag back over.
There's a player, number 69. We do not have 69 on either of our two rosters.
No, we don't.
You see Raiders written on the back of their jersey. I did a game about 10 years ago, a high school football game with the Wilson squad, and we were doing a game one night. It was a night game, and we looked at the back of the jersey. We saw a name, and the name was Lakeman, so we said, well, there's Lakeman with the carry, and then the next play was a pass to Lakeman. We thought he had a lot of brothers on the team. Turned out they had Lakeman written on the back of all the jerseys. Fumble on the play. Silver Creek says they have it. 6:12 to go in the ball game. Silver Creek has taken the football. They now have it on the 16-yard line. And Frank, this looks very bad for Caledonia Mumford.
I believe we may have an upset brewing here. Silver Creek rated right with them. The quarterback did not get the center snap. They were pulling the guard out also. Number 50 kind of bumped with the quarterback. Eric Thurley there couldn't get out of the way. And the ball hit the turf. Silver Creek very opportunistic all season long. And I could tell you, they are up around the 30 mark for turnovers to their advantage this year. They've intercepted a lot of passes and recovered a lot of fumbles.
So here we go. First down. Matt Charl with the pitch out to Cetera. He gets to the outside and is tripped up. And luckily he's tripped up because otherwise. Now we're going to take a look at the spearing play that disqualified number 69. Let's see.
69 in the maroon uniforms. Where does he come into the play? Well, that's Perry with the tackle. Donahue goes down. Now something has to come up on the play after these players are down on the turf and we don't see it.
Well, he's laying on top of a Caledonia Mumford player there.
Well, that's Perry for the defense. He wasn't ejected.
No, that's we're looking at 69 for the other squad there.
It's a good tackle by Perry, actually.
Well, here we go. Second down, 2nd and 6. Handoff inside to Huff.
Everything going the way for Silver Creek that you would hope that if you're a fan of Silver Creek, that would go. They're moving the football, moving the clock. They're setting themselves up with a 3rd and long situation, but really they haven't shown any inclination to try field goals in this game, so it's 4 down territory for them.
This has been a very fast second half.
Yes, it has. Only keeping the ball on the ground.
4:38 to go in the ball game. So here we go. 3rd down. Silver Creek under Matt Charl. Huff and Cetera have been the 2 ball carriers, and it's inside to Huff.
Didn't get much. He didn't need to get much. I think he's short. Again, he needs to get to about the 8.5-yard line. He's at about the 11, so it's a 4th down play with that same distance as the last 4th down play that they had down at this end of the field. They passed the last time. I don't think they'll pass again.
4th down, 3:57 and counting in the ball game.
If you're Cal Mumford, you've got to hope that you can cause a turnover.
4th down. Silver Creek with a 1st down could ice this football game.
They've got Sherrill wrapped up.
He did not get it, and you can see from the reaction of the Cal Mumford players, they will now take over the football, but that's the good news. The bad news is they've got about 90 yards to go now for a score, Frank, and they've got only 3:40 to do it.
Better news than that, Bob. It's only 89 yards. So
well,
there's hope. There's hope. Well, that was 64 in on the stop. Jason Reed, he wrapped up Sherrill along with 52, closed quickly. Ron Higley. That's a big-time play for them. Now there's still some hope, still some life.
There's a handoff to Donahue. He's still on his feet, and he picks up about 4 yards on the play. This is not a situation that Caledonia Mumford is familiar with. Undefeated on the season. They have romped over teams this season. They defeated Lions 52-6 in their semifinal game. They defeated East Rochester 27-8 in their finals last week. And here they are. They're trailing by 5 points with 3 minutes to go in a ball game. They are, I'm sure, very surprised.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, Donahue slips a little bit as he got past the first man, and he was under tackle immediately. 3rd down play. What they don't have is the same ability that Silver Creek had shown earlier in the game to run a no-huddle type offense. Plays are coming in still from the sideline. It's using up a lot of the clock as it continues to tick along. They have 2 timeouts available to them. There's Archie Bradley, and he's saying just hold him there. Keep him at that end of the field. Don't give up the big play.
2:30 to go. Here's the handoff.
He's short.
He's short. That's Donahue.
Now they may have to take a timeout with the 4th down play ahead of them. The clock is still moving, so the coach has to make a decision here. They don't want to punt, I don't think. They don't have any opportunity to get the ball back then. The clock is still moving, Bob. Do you believe this? They've wasted 20 seconds.
Well, they obviously, I would guess, have to go for it, and you're right. I'm not sure as to why they haven't stopped the clock with 1:54 to go now.
Well, you need a good play setup, too. There's no point in just running everything that you've run before that didn't get you the 1st down.
Harper will go to the air. He's rolling out. He throws it downfield. He's got a man, and it's overthrown. And Frank, barring some form of bizarre turnover, Silver Creek has wrapped up this football game.
And a tremendous, tremendous win for them. They are ranked #1 in the small schools here in Western New York, and they may move up the polls a little further. They are ranked 6th Cal Mumford ranked number 4 in the state.
Well, you know, it's never over till it's over, and Mumford does have 2 timeouts left. So theoretically, they could stop the clock and hold Silver Creek without getting a first down here. Though my guess is Silver Creek would want to go for a field goal facing a 4th down situation.
Last week, Archie Bradley took a Gatorade shower after the win. You might expect to see something similar or even beyond that in this game.
First down, the handoff to Cetera. He gets up to the 15.
Again, you got to really reckon with the ability of those senior running backs, Paul Cetera and Larry Huff, to hang on to the football.
Now we've got the timeout being called by Mike Monticelli. They finally acknowledge it. So 1:27 left in the football game. And the Silver Creek Club looking at a victory in the first ever Western Region championship contest.
If you're a fan of Section 6 play, you've got to be happy with the way the Class D championship turned out. Ellicottville 35, Dundee 0, and Silver Creek looking like they're going to pull this one out.
Up next, the Class B championship, Grand Island versus Batavia. Now coming up, Grand Island battles Section 5 champ Batavia, the Blue Devils of Batavia, and this one will determine, in some sense, the state Class B champion.
Very exciting. Looking forward to that one. Both teams, I believe, are 10-0, and a lot of offense.
Well, you know this is for bragging rights, and so Section 6, if they win here, they'll have won the first 2 games. Second down. Handoff inside to Huff.
Well, they'll have to take that next time out, I'm sure. They can't allow the clock to continue to move as it's moving. I'm very surprised they haven't taken the timeout.
He signals for it now.
Well, he lost 7 seconds there, not taking the timeout right away. But the thing is, you know that Silver Creek is not going to pass the ball, so they have to force a fumble. And if you don't get the fumble on the play, you have to take the timeout because you can't allow them to just stand in the huddle and wait for the time to run out.
Well, they can't stop the clock after this. As Mike Monticelli talks to his team, are you really going to want to strip the ball out or do something?
Or hope that the quarterback on that side of the ball has trouble with the center, as their own quarterback had on the previous play.
I was saying before, this is for bragging rights between the sections, Section 5 and Section 6. A Silver Creek win will mean they can do no worse than a 500 record in today's games. And certainly Grand Island, if they can knock off Batavia, that would mean Section 6 would have taken the series, if you want to call it that, between the sections.
The scales tipped their way this time.
But this game's yet to end, and 2 more to be played. Handoff to Cetera, and he is going to be short of the first down, but they cannot stop the clock.
They do have to run another play with the clock at 1:05 and counting down, but it's a 4th down call coming up.
Cetera has 16 carries, 87 yards.
Nice game.
What do you do here, Frank? You want to kick the field goal? Do you just run the play into the ground?
Well, nothing. A field goal block is a return for a touchdown. You lose the game. You've got to just pin them down here. Even if the quarterback goes down on one knee, you don't necessarily have to pick up the first down here, because it's still a long way from the other end of the field or the end zone without any timeouts for Cal Mumford.
4th down play. There go the flags. I believe they took too long.
Well, it's going to go against Silver Creek for sure.
Delay a game. That's really the call you did not want to make, because that stops the clock now.
Exactly. Well, 4th down call. Cal Mumford will get the ball here somewhere on the turnover of possession, I'm sure. But they won't have any timeouts to work with.
Yeah, this really puts Caledonia Mumford in a situation where they're going to have to, in either some form of run or a pass play, go basically 80 yards.
Well, who's that guy? What's wrong with his hair?
That is John Domino from Empire Sports. That's our affiliate relations fella, and he's here cheering on. I'm just teasing, of course. John's hair is not quite that long. Here we go, 4th down, and now a man jumps, and that's going to set him back 5 yards. So this last 31 seconds, I'm sure Silver Creek and Coach Archie Bradley saying, come on, guys, let's just end this football game.
That's right.
All start. Offense, 4th down.
Pushing themselves further back upfield. And Cal Mumford, you know, when they do get possession of the football, which they inevitably will, I can't see Silver Creek picking up 13 yards on this 4th down play, especially when you know there's only going to be 1 or 2 players that'll handle the ball. But What Cal Mumford could do is, some of those strange gadget plays that you see, reverses, hook and ladders, a wide variety of options if they practice them at all this year.
Here we go. 4th down, and the handoff inside to Huff. And the clock is stopped at 28 seconds.
Has to stop on the change of possession.
It'll start very quickly. Caledonia Mumford is, I mean, you talk about Hail Mary play. These guys got to pray that some form of miracle takes place for them to pull this one out.
Well, they don't need a conversion, though. That's all they need is a touchdown.
You see the field, and Silver Creek has players spread out all over the field. They have players far back as the 50-yard line.
Yeah, an end zone shot of this one will really tell the story.
Gary Hartford, he's got to go back to pass. He's rolling out. He throws it up, and the ball's going to go down to the sidelines. Intercepted. Was he inbounds?
Yes.
Yes, he was. And that ball, Jason Sack, number 11, clinches this football game for Silver Creek. They're going to win it. 8 seconds left on the clock. And you got to go back not only to the defense that was played in the second half, but that block punt near the end of the first half was really the critical game in this play in this ball game, Frank.
No doubt about it, Bob. It's swayed the momentum just enough because Cal Mumford had come back after the opening touchdown by Silver Creek, played very tough defense, got their own touchdown, got the 2-point conversion to give them the lead, and everything was going just about right for them. That block punt just took the heart out of them. They were not able to recover here in the second half.
The block punt put the ball at the 2-yard line, and quarterback Matt Charles took it in from there, and that right now is the difference in this ball game. This is it. He goes down on one knee. The clock will run off. Silver Creek will win the Western Region Class C Championship with a 13-8 victory over Caledonia Mumford.
They're looking for the Gatorade because they're going to look for Archie Bradley. And unfortunately for that young man, it's a tough way to end his season. But some of the Silver Creek captains are looking for Archie Bradley. They're looking for the Gatorade. They're going to get somebody. They got somebody. There's Archie Bradley. He'll escape this one.
They got somebody over, but
the wrong coach.
Archie says, come on, guys, let's get in here together. A tremendous win. Caledonia Mumford on the other side being huddled together. Silver Creek the winner. We're going to be back in just a moment to wrap up the Class C championship game right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network.
Before you tune into Monday Night Football, check out the Empire Sports Network every Monday.
So there you see the score. Silver Creek the winner, 13-8 over Caledonia Mumford. A big victory for the Black Knights of Silver Creek.
Well, it's been a perfect season for them with just the one blemish on their record, and they take on a strong team from Cal Mumford, and they really manage them very, very well. And the one big break, we've talked about it 10 times already, the turnover really helps. Let's look at the total team statistics for the game. And the yards rushing, the first downs, very, very similar. The total yards, it's just about even. The 1 point at the end of the column on the left is what told the story of the game. Cal Mumford with 3 turnovers, the interception, the fumble, and, of course, the block punt that resulted in the go-ahead touchdown.
So big win number 10 for Silver Creek, and the lone blemish now for the season on Caledonia Mumford. Silver Creek the winner of the Western Region Class C Championship game. Stay tuned. Cliff Smith and Mark Schmidt will be back in just a few minutes to bring you the Class B Championship game between Batavia and Grand Island right here in the Empire Sports Network. For Frank Stewart, I'm Bob Kaczynski saying thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Empire Sports.